Cloud. Awesome. So my name is Anna Dornier, and I am an independent prover with Prove It. Today's topic is going to be the fortune is in the follow-up. But before we start, you guys already know this, right? We're going to go on Facebook and make sure you like and share and comment on Prove It's Facebook page. If you don't already have that set as like your default notification, I highly recommend that you do that. And that's part of the follow-up, that I do every day, because if we're going to be sending people to that page, we want to make sure that there's a lot of social proof that's going to help us once they get there, right? So let's take a minute or so to do that now. And while you're doing that, I want to talk a little bit about protecting the house. So I will be talking a lot about social media just because that's the main thing that I do. You've heard Abigail talk about outbound marketing. That's also my favorite way to market, on top of doing it in person. But I am a mom of 2 kids under 4. So it's easy for me to just pick up the phone and send 10 outbound messages in one sitting for 20 minutes, right? And versus have to put them in the car and go somewhere. But I mean, I go out, but if I'm going to be consistent every day, it's going to be on my outbound marketing on social media. So protect the house. Just make sure that we're not making medical claims. If this is something that you want to blow up as a business, you're not only are you protecting your own income, you're protecting the income of the whole community, and we're going to duplicate that within our communities. Okay, so if you're driving, I recommend that you maybe watch this and take notes afterwards, like once the recording posts. But if you are in your office or at home and you can take notes, I highly recommend that you do. I'm going to be showing my screen to demo some stuff. And I'm also going to have one of my Rank 6 champs, April, join a little bit later to kind of just chime in on some of the tips. So before we start, this is what I know. I have been in business, traditional business, for over 8 years, and what I know from sales is that it takes an average of seven times before people do anything about anything, right? So for some people, it could be a lot. How do I know this? Because I have a list of about 10,000 people for my traditional business, and there's people there that have been on the list since like 2015, and they're just now coming in to take advantage of our services. So that's actually way more touch points, right, than 7. So if we're not consistently persistent with our follow-ups, it's going to be really hard to increase our closing ratios, right? Our closing rates, right? Because I'm trained traditionally, if somebody's going to go to do a sales or fitness consultation with me, my goal is to close that person, but I might have maybe one person a day come in for a physical sales consultation. So the closing matters there. However, let me see. All right. However, if we're doing outbound marketing, cold prospecting online is going to be a little bit less of a less close percentage, right? So I had to get really comfortable with that, because I was one of those that was kicking and screaming, just like I just asked the question. I had a real problem with that, because I was all about, I had to build a rapport, I had to build a relationship. But now I have learned on ways about how to go around that, so that even if they don't actually close the first time, I have kind of developed a follow-up system that will help them close over time. So I will kind of go through that today. Before we go to the tips, so Tony Robbins, I attended one of his events, and basically this is what I say when I feel like I don't want to do outbound marketing. You know, I think like I'm about to be homeless or there's not going to be, you know, food on the table, right? Because truly, if you're going to build a big business, you want every day to be an activity day, a high activity day, right? Because at the end of the day, whatever your why is, if it truly matters to you and it drives you forward, you know, if you don't talk to that person at the coffee shop or if you don't do your outbounds, then it could potentially be that you're out on the street or your kids don't have anything to eat, right? So that's kind of what goes through my mind each and every day, even though I don't necessarily need the money immediately, right? But it's not just about the money, but who can you help today? So I practice what's called top of mind marketing, TOMA for short, right? And you know, everything in social media that you do matters, especially if that's the number one thing that you do each and every day. When I say everything, you probably saw Jocelyn's training on Tuesday night with Abigail towards the end. I really love that. And then Katie Rollins social media has some really good stuff there. Everything is a follow-up on social media, even if it's your kids' pictures or, you know, your vacation pictures or your business pictures or, you know, a picture of you holding up your blue ocean or whatever it is. Even if it's not product related, everything is a follow-up in social media, because how many of you here have sent a campfire video or have sent even just the question at first and heard crickets? This is going to help you. Okay. So I'll address that first. If you're sending the you know, have you heard of ketosis question and you're not getting any responses, most likely you're probably just not sending out enough. So I want to talk about numbers real quick before we go to the actual tips. So for every 10 that I just personally for me, so maybe some other people here are probably getting better numbers than I do. So for every 10 outbounds that I send out to cold people that I don't even know, I will probably get maybe 5 campfire video watches, right? That actually see the campfire video. And out of those 5, I'll probably get 2 or 3 5 or 10 day experiences on a good day, right? So that's a good day. So if you're always batting, most likely you're gonna get better averages. But don't get discouraged if you send out 5 and you didn't get any responses. However, if you're still getting crickets, here's how you can improve. So let's just say that you ask the have you heard of ketosis question. My follow-up would be, hey, checking to see if you saw my message. Not rocket science, right? And that's really it. After I do that, I will go to their profile and I will look through their post and I will make sure I comment on that person's post, because that adds that changing the algorithm of Facebook, right? And then once you go to that person's page, I will go ahead, and I learned this from Sylvia, I will put them to potentials. Right? Because I already asked that person's the question. So I'll add them to the potentials under my friends list. And I'll just make sure that everyone that I would need to follow up with, that I need to comment on, that I still want them to see my post is going to be on that. So that way, you know, when I have 15 minutes to sit down and just comment on Facebook, I will click on that potentials list and I'll just comment away on that whole feed, right? Because it's all the people that I want to follow up with. That's really a time saver, especially if you don't have much time like I do. We all live busy lives, right? And then once you comment on their post and they reply, I would like start to have a conversation on their post with them. What that does is they go from cold to lukewarm. Now you're starting to build a relationship. Now you're starting to build a rapport. And, you know, the next time you maybe do a post or reach back out to them saying, hey, making sure you saw my last message or whatever, then it won't feel such, so weird, right? It shouldn't feel weird anyway when you're asking the question. I'm really personable. So usually if I'm looking at who's active right now, I'll say, Hey, I saw that you're on. I'll say their name. Hey, Amy, I saw that you're on. I thought I'd say hi. And it's great connecting with you here. Quick question for you. Have you heard of ketosis? Most of the time they will respond, no, I haven't, yes, or whatever, right? You guys know that already. Okay, so that's on the ketosis question. If you've heard crickets or, from that first approach, once they watch the video or you send the video, right, you got them engaged. Who here still gets crickets after the video? Awesome. Love it. Okay, so I would still say, hey, just checking to see if you saw my message. That's really a simple follow-up. That's just pinging the page, the message. Because how many of you know have sent a message and gotten a reply back and that person didn't, or I didn't see that person's response, even though I actually wanted to engage that person, right? Because sometimes Facebook, I don't know if it's a technical issue, it doesn't always ping you if there's a message. So, just ping that person again, like making sure you saw my last message, and I'll do the same steps like I did with the first one. I'll make sure that they're on the list. I have a separate list now, and this is just me. I just like to be organized. I have a separate list of people who has watched the campfire video, because that will be like a next step for me, right? You don't have to do it that way, but I like to do it that way. So if you like to get organized. And then on my actual pipeline list on Excel or Google Sheets, I like Google Sheets because you can download Google Sheets app on your phone and actually just update it on the go if you're prospecting on the go, which you should as well, right? So I love that. I have it by month. So let me share my screen real quick once they've watched the video. I believe this is how Christina does it. So I just have this right now. This is everyone that has seen the campfire video from me in September. And I'll show you kind of like what August looks like, because that is done already. So I kind of have like a color coding system where if they became a customer, I put a green on there. If they said no, I'll just put a red on there. And then I'll have like notes on there as far as when they bought the 5 days, so I know when to check in on them. As you can see, I don't usually update my notes, but I like to keep track of this because guess what? When a sale comes on, that means that I can go to June, July, May, April, and just follow up with the people who's had a 5 day but haven't bought anything, right? But if you're not gonna do that, it's easy for you to just classify somebody on a friends list, right, on Facebook. Then you can just put them under campfire follow-up or something like that, right? And again, keep them engaged so that you're changing Facebook's algorithm so that you're getting their attention the next time you make a post. It doesn't matter what post it is. It doesn't have to be about ketones, but just whatever, just to keep them engaged on your page, right? And I've noticed that the more I do this, as far as the follow-ups, commenting on people, interacting on people, whenever I do make a post, it's like, gosh, there's so many people that comment and react to it. I just did a post about who wants to do a 5-day eat keto challenge on Tuesday, I believe. And I had over 130 comments on it, just dropping an emoji. And our whole team did this, and it was just awesome. So it's a mixture. The people who said yes or dropped an emoji is a combination of people that have seen the campfire video, has done the 5-day, or are customers. So the group that we added them to is a mixture of those. But guess what? That's part of our follow-up system. We're keeping them engaged in social media right now, right? So the more you can keep them engaged and tuned into you, the more you will obviously improve your close rate because you're actually building relationships with them. Is this helping anyone? Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay. Google Sheets, same as above. Okay, remember I said be persistent, consistently persistent. Keep sending messages and following up and engaging with them until they say no. I remember Michael Rutherford said on stage, I don't care if they say die or delete me, I'll still like follow up with them. You know, I love that so much. And then, so once they actually respond to you and said, oh yeah, I saw the video. Great. What did you like about it? You're directing their response to what did they like about it, right? So they will tell you what they liked, whatever that is. That will kind of give you an idea what I think I still see some. Okay. That will that will give you an idea how to close the sale, right? And then the follow-up would be awesome. So they say, I like the fat loss part or the energy part. I'll say, awesome, you'll definitely get all of that. This is what happened with me. And then you tell just a quick story, 2 or 3 sentences. The shorter, the better. If you can make it more specific to whatever their needs are, that will be easier as far as closing the sale. And then I will say, I'll end that sentence with, which of these benefits would you like to have? And then I'll put a picture of the benefits on the box. And guess what I always get? All of them, LOL. That's what they say. And so I say, that is awesome. You know, or LOL, I said the same thing. Do you want a 5-day or 10-day, you know, and all that stuff, right? You guys already know that. So I think that making it about that person, which benefits would you like to have? What did you like about the video? Those are all making it about them and their needs and not so much your needs, right? And I love what Vincent Rose, as far as his follow-up for those people who said, yes, they want a 5 or a 10-day or they want a sample pack. They get on a call. I'm still yet to practice that. I'm going to do it. I actually started that conversation and she said, I can't talk until next week. So anyway, I'm going to get better at that. But I love that after you chat with them for quite some time, usually, right? You get on the phone with them and talk to them about SmartShip and then kind of have the conversation of, you know, do you just want to be a customer or you want to at least do the referral program or get the product for free and stuff like that, right? So that's on the prospecting watch step, right? That's your follow-up. And then second is the customer follow-up, right? Once they become a customer, how does your follow-up look like? If you're going to be more relational and not transactional, you still need to keep them engaged and give them the best results from the product because that's how you're going to retain that customer for life, right? So what I do is once a month, I check in with my customers, quick message, voice clip, hey, just checking to see how your Keto OS experience is going. That's also a great way to find out who's having a great success story that maybe they can share. It's another curiosity post that you can potentially have, and then maybe another opportunity to talk about the SmartShip and the referral program. And if you can't download, I don't know if we have a chance, an opportunity to download the personally enrolled contact information. I know I do, but I don't know if everyone does. But if you don't and you're starting out, I highly encourage that you create just a simple Excel sheet with your customer's name, phone number, and their email, which it should be in your cloud, right, under Insights. Now, not everyone will have that on the cloud, but if you can catch it early on, it's like, hey, I don't see an email or phone number with you for you. You know, can you send me your email and phone number if you'd like to get updates on sales, you know, or promotions or whatever it is, right? So that list is going to be handy on sale days. Or maybe there's just a really, really cool Facebook video or post or whatever on the Pruvit's Facebook page to educate that person and to validate what you're doing and to validate the product and what ketones are, the benefits of it, stuff like that, right? So you can say, if you have a list, an email list, you can do a blind copy, right? Carbon copy of all of the emails, like, hey, just watch this, you know, quick 2-minute video about this and this and that, and then send them the link to that post on Pruvit's Facebook page, right? Or if there's a sale, it's another way to go ahead and send them the flyer and not post it on your personal newsfeed, right? That way it's directly on them. It's like, hey, I know you're in SmartShip, but we're having a sale today in case you want to, replenish your inventory or whatever it is, or your personal stash. Promoters, I'm not going to talk about that follow-up because Abigail did all of that the last 2 days. Mixers and workshops are going to be part of your follow-up system, right? I love it when customers show up to my mixers and my workshops because that means that they're staying engaged. They love what they're experiencing and they want to learn more about it. And it's another great testimony for me to say, hey, Amy, can you tell me about your experience? I know you've been taking this product for a month, and she's just a customer and she's, my third-party validation. And then those customers that attend your workshops and mixers could potentially be promoters as well. You just never know, right? The more engaged they are, the more they can potentially kind of upgrade, right, from customer to promoter. So how do you follow up? Having mixers and workshops can be a great follow-up as well for those people who watched the campfire video or our customers or campfire video mainly, right? So let's say they're local and you're having a local mixer. You can say, hey, I know you've seen the campfire video before, or you don't call it campfire. You've seen the video before, right? I thought about you because I'm having a mixer this Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Let me know if you'd like to learn a little bit more so you can sample some of the flavors. That's just another follow-up that takes it out of social media back to physical online, right? Sorry, physical in person. That's what I meant. And as they RSVP, make a list of the people who RSVP'd to you because you're going to forget and they're going to forget. So what I do if I have a mixer that night, I would message that person. It's like, hey, I know you RSVP'd before. Just want to confirm how many people are going to be there so I can prepare. Are you able to confirm your attendance? So that just will increase your show up rate to your local events. That's pretty much it. So I will turn over to April because she's going to give you guys more tips. Like April hit rank 6 in like 7 weeks or something like that, which is crazy. So I am so excited for her to share her tips with you guys.
I'm so nervous, but okay. So first of all, Anna, I need you to make me a spreadsheet like that because my notes are full. My best follow-up strategies, the videos, whenever they watch them and I don't hear anything, I'll respond, hey, I know it's a crazy day. I had a crazy day too. Or if I don't know them, I'll stalk their Facebook. I learned that from Abigail. But I'll just say, hey, I know it was probably crazy with work, kids, whatever their daily life is. Just wonder if you had a chance to watch video. Just be genuine, 100%. I do the same thing with messages, text messages, emails. I don't really do 5 days. On day 2, I'll text them how superhuman on a scale of 1 to 10 are you feeling? That's my personality, my verbiage. Probably wouldn't use the same thing. Just match it to you. Like tell me your feelings, your experiences. I'll ask them what flavors they like. So they kind of have to answer somewhat, go back and forth with you. And if they're loving it, I'll remind them, okay, so like today's Thursday, if you already on day 2, you're only gonna have so many left. Like maybe not saying, so go ahead and order them because then you sound pushy, but I'll remind them that, hey, you'll be running out soon. So they'll ask, well, what am I gonna do? So that prompts them into ordering. If I know them, I'll just say, hey, you're gonna run out. You might wanna place your order. If I don't really to push it. So, stay connected with my customers. Reminding them about getting 2 people, even if they're somebody that can financially afford it, I'll still kind of push them to get 2 customers, because they're going to have 2 or more people that I'll never be able to reach. So that's building volume. And we'll always keep them engaged, especially if they're getting it for free, and possibly promoting, because they're getting more customers. Somebody that comes with me with more than 2, I'll just say, hey, you might want to look into promoting. If you have this many customers, you could get more. Let's see, I'll ask them if they listen to the first 15 minutes to seeing how to take their drink, somebody that already orders. I haven't put this into place yet, but Vincent Rose, that sounds like a great way with implementing, do you want to be a player or do you want to be a fan? I can't wait to use it. I haven't had the opportunity yet, but I really want to implement that. Somebody that creates an account and doesn't place an order. I kind of just thought about things that I was having issues of following up with. So somebody that, and I'm trying to teach my team this because we have a lot of people that don't really follow up. So I'm kind of trying to make them, whenever they see somebody that made an account, I want them to be checking their stuff all the time, because the website can be kind of confusing. So I want to reach out, and sometimes it might be the price. So I want to reach out no matter what, and just ask them, hey, I saw you made an account, but I didn't see I ordered. Did you need help? Or maybe the flavors are overwhelming. And if it was a price, I can go over the whole Smart Ship rewards and maybe offer them a coupon to help out if it's financial stuff. What else? Okay, Anna, I need help.
That was good. I love that last part. I don't think I'm doing that often enough. So yeah, thank you, April. That was good stuff. So just to kind of end this, we have 3 minutes. I forgot to talk about the connect part. I feel that that's way important. Like, we don't put enough importance on it, that when we make the connection, we don't edify the person that we're connecting them to. And ultimately, when let's say if I'm connecting somebody to Abigail or to April or something like that, and I know a little bit about their story, when they say, okay, I'm going to do a 5-day. They already sent me the payment. Awesome. I'm going to send you your tracking number. That's the other thing. I always do tracking numbers if I'm shipping it, and then I'll send them their tracking number so they know when to expect it. And I'll make a note of when that mail is going to get delivered to them. Right. So, I'll send you tracking number. In the meantime, I'll want to connect you with a friend of mine. I am so excited for you to hear about her story. So I will put them in a 3-way message, and I will do a voice clip or text, depends on the day. And I will just say, hey, Amy, this is my friend April. She's been taking Keto OS for 2 months, and she has lost 2 jean sizes, or whatever it is that, I will tell as much about April and build her up in Amy's mind. So that way, Amy will be more receptive to what I have or what April has to say. And really, when she's receptive to she's my third party, right? When she's receptive to what April has to say in her story, she's like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing, right? I'm so excited to try my 5-day experience. Then it benefits me ultimately, because she's going to be more receptive to be more open-minded to what is this drink going to do for me and all that stuff. So I think we don't do edification enough, and I believe we might get training on that. So just make sure to know that person's story that you're connecting them to, so that way you can really build them up in their mind, right? April has so much medical stuff that I couldn't say. That's why I couldn't tell her story, all of it. So awesome. Well, that's really it. I don't see any questions. So thank you guys for your time and your attention. Let's crush it. Bye.